We don't trust the Nigerian police again because we don't know what will happen. For an offense we never committed, we were being detained, tortured for 15 good days in the cell, A division cell, without doing nothing. It was later, when we were in the cell, we had the commissioner of police gave order for us to be released after dismissal.
Because I rejected 8 million naira bribe from my boss in the system. Because I rejected the money, you now frame me up. I was unjustly dismissed from the force by refusing to compromise the armed robbery case when I was offered the sum of 8 million naira from a top senior police officer. Sometimes in the month of December 2018, one Dr. Abdulrazak Omawumi came to our office that he was robbed of his car and with other valuables. We swung into action, but we gave him time. 2019, August, we saw the signal, we saw the location of the vehicle, and the location of the vehicle was reading Kefi, Nasarawa State. We called the doctor to inform him of the location of his stolen vehicle. He came, we told him the location of the vehicle, and he agreed to follow us to the Nasarawa State.
On getting to Nasarawa State, along with the complainant, Dr. Omowumi, doctor's cars were recovered, along with 4 different stolen cars that were stolen by the same suspect.
Eventually, when we took those suspects to KWARA State Command, one woman sergeant approached us, Ajibola Tower, a serving police officer under communication in KWARA State Command. So he approached us that those suspects that we brought are brothers. Well, we should try and assist her. Which I told her that this is a robbery case and we are still investigating the case.
The second morning, on getting to the cell to feed the suspect, I met Tower, Ajibola, woman sergeant, serving in communication, along with Supo Ali Abdulkadri, ASP, serving in State CID, who is now the OC in Ajadi's farm in Ilorin, the gang leader, the armed robbery the gang leader, discussing with the suspect, John Opagbile, in the cell. I challenged them that why are they talking to my suspect without informing me? From there, I took the 2 of them before the Okasanmi, Ajayi, SP, the PPRO. I narrate all what happened in the cell to them. And the PPRO, Ajayi Okasanmi, immediately went to the CP, the Kayode Egbetokun, to complain to him. Immediately, the Commissioner of Police, the Kayode Egbetokun, ordered the detention of the Tower Ajibola and Ali Abdulkadri in the cell. The second day, I went to the PPRO, and the PPRO chose me and one Sergeant Oyebami to follow Abdulkadri, Supo, Ali to arrest Ajadi, the gang leader of those armed robbers, in Ilorin. On getting to the place, we fixed a time to meet at that junction. Within 2 minutes, we saw Ajadi coming, and Supo Ali Abdulkadri moved close to him in the car and entered through the car. And both of them drove away that very night. That's all we've seen that very night. That's how Ajadi escaped that very night. We went back to the office to meet the PPRO and complained to him that Supo Ali Abdulkadri refused to arrest Ajadi and hand over to us. as claimed in your office. The PPRO asked us to go, myself and Ayobami. We left the office. The next morning, Supu Ali Abdulkadri and Supu Kola and Tawa called Corporal Babatunde Glorious that they were interested in that case, that they would do all their possible best to quench or for the case to die down, that they are ready to offer us the sum of 8 million naira. That's how they discussed it. We both left. We discussed the same issue as they said. We took the matter before the PPRO, myself and Corporal Babatunde. We informed the PPRO, Ajayi Okaksomin SP. Before the Assistant Commissioner of Police, Oyele Yadeboyega, sent a signal to our office to transfer the case file to his office, not to state CID. He personally called myself, the Babatunde Glorious, because we were both the IPO and the tracker of that office, of the same case. He called us to his office and said, what do we want over this case? And we told him, sir, you are our boss, you are our oga. This is a case of car theft, which those guys normally use military uniform to rob and snatch cars from innocent Nigerians. That's how we explained to the AC. He now said, since we have recovered the stolen car, which we tracked down to Nasarawa, we should release the car, the rest car, to those guys and release those guys to go. And we told him, sir, let's try and recover the rest cars. That's how he drove us out from his office. The next thing we'll see, after 2 days, he sent us a signal that we should transfer the case file of the said car theft, the armed robbery case, to his personal office, not to state CID. That we should transfer it to his office, the exhibit, the case file, and the suspect to his office on so date. We met with the PPRO. The PPRO went to the CP, the Kayode Betokun, then CP. And this what happened. The CP asked us to ignore the signal, that we should not act on the signal. After a week, we saw a signal from Jefta that we should come to his office again, myself and Babatunde Glorious. On getting to his office, he asked me to go again. And I left. The next thing I heard, Babatunde Glorious has been detained.
I was alleged that I stole suspect phone in this. I converted suspect's phone to my own use. How? Did I remove the suspect's SIM from the phone? Did I use it to make call? Or did they even recover the phone from my hand? Why lies? Why? Because you want to achieve your criminal act.
The second day, I was asked to come down to Ilorin. I left Lagos the second day to Ilorin. On getting to Ilorin, Babatunde was released. I was detained in the cell. Before I know, they brought Babatunde to come and join me. The next thing, the Jefta, Assistant Commissioner of Police, Jefta, N8m, ordered us to be handcuffed, tortured for a case I never commit. For doing the right thing, we were being handcuffed, tortured in the presence of Awogbemi Samuel, Olayinka, and Rilwan Fatai Olariwaju, my former suspect in a case of fraud. For 15 good days, our family were not allowed to see us. I don't know that doing the right thing in the police force is an offense. The next thing, Woman Sergeant Ajibola Tawa came to our office and confronted myself and Babatunde Glorious that if our mother, our parent don't want to mourn us, we should desist from this armed robbery case. That we should desist from this armed robbery case. He said it 3 times. We should desist from this armed robbery case. Or else, himself and Adegboyega Oyeleye, the Assistant Commissioner of Police in charge of admin, will dismiss us. The Supo Akandu SP show us a text message from Assistant Commissioner of Police Oyeleye that we should be dismissed by all costs. He should not allow our witness to show face and give witnesses. We asked him, Oga, since they asked you to do that, go ahead and do it. After the dismissal letter was issued to us in the office, the PPRO called us to come to the office, and we went to him. That was the day we took our uniform to the provost office, and the provost refused to take it. That very day was on the 15th, when the Assistant Commissioner of Police signed the signal that we should interview him on the 17th. We have the signal with us. We should interview him over the robbery case. That we refuse to release those cars to those armed robbery. After robbers have been released from the prison, we went to his office. That was when he now confronted us. That he has warned us. Myself and Babatunde Glorious went to his office, and he said it in our presence that he has warned us to desist from this robbery case. That can you see that is the one in charge of the command? That we should go to hell, go to anywhere we want. That is in charge of the command. That is in charge of the command. That's how we left the office. We submit the necessary documents, the case file with us. We hand over to the next senior man in the office, and we left. And the PPRO later called us again that the CP seriously want to see us. And we said, sir, we cannot come because we don't trust the system again. We don't trust the Nigerian police again because we don't know what will happen for an offense we never committed. We were being detained, tortured for 15 good days in the cell, A division cell, without doing nothing.
Because I rejected 8 million naira bribe from my boss in the system. Police officers, they have name, we have their voice record. Because I rejected the money, you now frame me up. You said those suspects did not commit any offense. My point is this. All what we stated here, if there is any iota of lie in it, I want the Nigeria police force to prosecute me for giving false information and misleading the general public. All what I needed most is justice. Life has become so difficult since I was dismissed. Immediately they stopped my salary. But I still thank God. But I want the Nigerians, the police authority, to look into the matter and do the needful. God bless Nigeria.
I will want my father, my boss, the IGP, in person of Baba Alikali, to please, because of God, assign another investigator to please investigate these 2 cases. And if I personally am guilty of the offense, I'm ready to be prosecuted.
The case you're asking me about.
Okay.
I told you that matter happened in KWARA State Command. case, to the best of my knowledge, was investigated against the two individuals you mentioned, and the outcome of the investigation led to their being tried and their dismissal. They have taken a legal step that a policeman is supposed to take if he is unjustly treated, and that is to complain to the higher authority through a petition, and I believe they have done that, and that is in the process. So I will not be competent to comment on that matter. And to the best of my knowledge, as a policeman, we know the normal thing to do in this kind of a case, not to go into press and the rest of that. I know everybody has his own right, but the best thing to do is what they have done earlier, which I am aware of, that the matter has been, they have written a petition to the first headquarters, and the command has received a signal, and I believe the proceedings have been transferred to the first headquarters. A case that has happened, a case that judgment has been given at the state, a case that appeal has been written, the IG has been put on notice of that matter, is completely out of my competence to comment on. That's why I told you the work in KWARA, they were alleged to have done one or two things, and based on that, they were tried. If they have any reason to say that trial is not competently done, the best thing to do is to write an appeal, which everybody in the force is aware of. They will write an appeal, and I believe they must have written an appeal, and that matter is presently at the first headquarters. If all this thing they are telling you is actually what they think is wrong with their trial, they can as well put it in their petition to first headquarters, which the police will know what to do. Not for you to be interrogating me and be asking me what is happening or what I have nothing to do. There is nothing I can do. I'm not happy that there are policemen that work with me, but they are not dismissed because they have not done anything. The trial, if they are complaining that the trial is not well constituted, they are not given every right, they have written to Abuja, and they will invite and everybody they are mentioned, and the mention is that they have come. So asking me of my comment on this, it does not have any positive impact in this that claim. So that is just what I do. You are assist by journalists. I believe you want to do investigation with analysis. You can go to the find out if that have been written, what is the next step, what is the authority is doing. It's completely out of my of what I can comment now. You understand? I need to understand my own position.